Hi friends, today I'm going to share with you Too Many Tamales. It's one of my favorite holiday stories. It is written by Gary Soto and it is illustrated by Ed Martinez. And on the back, the author didn't leave us any clue on what's going to happen in this book, but I do see there's a Christmas tree. So it makes me think that this might be a Christmas story. Too Many Tamales. Snow drifted through the streets, and now that it was dusk, Christmas trees glittered in the windows. Maria moved her nose off the glass and came back to the counter. She was acting grown-up now, helping her mother make tamales. Their hands were sticky with masa. "That's very good," her mother said. Maria happily kneaded the masa. She felt grown up wearing her mother's apron. Her mom had even let her wear lipstick and perfume. If only I could wear Mom's ring, she thought to herself. So the word masa is corn in Spanish. Maria's mother had placed her diamond ring on the kitchen counter. Oh, Maria loved that ring. She loved how it sparkled like their Christmas tree lights. When her mother left the kitchen to answer the telephone, Maria couldn't help herself. She wiped her hands on the apron and looked back at the door. You think Maria's going to wear that ring? "I'll wear the ring for just a minute," she said to herself. The ring sparkled on her thumb. Maria returned to kneading the masa and her hands pumping up and down. On her thumb, the ring disappeared, then reappeared in the sticky glob of dough. Her mother returned and took it from the bowl from her. "Go get your father to do this part," she said. I wonder what happened to the ring. Then the three of them began to make masa into the corn husks. Maria's father helped by plopping a spoonful of meat in the center and folding the husk. And then he placed them in a large pot on the stove. They made 24 tamales as the windows grew white with the delicious smelling curls of steam. A few hours later, the family came over with armfuls of bright presents. Her grandparents, her uncle, and her aunt, and her cousins Dolores, Teresa, and Danny. Maria kissed everyone hello. Then she grabbed Dolores by the arm and took her upstairs to play, while the other cousins tagging along after them. They cut out pictures from the newspapers, pictures of toys they were hoping would be wrapped and sitting underneath the Christmas tree. As Maria was snipping out a picture of a pearl necklace, a shock spread through her body. "The ring!" she screamed. Everyone stared at her. "What ring?" Dolores asked. Without answering, Maria ran to the kitchen. The steaming tamales lay piled on a platter. "The ring is inside one of these tamales," she thought to herself. "It must have come off when I was kneading the masa." Dolores, Teresa, and Danny skidded into the kitchen behind her. "Help me," Maria cried. They looked at each other. Danny piped up first. What do you want us to do?" "Eat them," she said. If you bite something hard, tell me." That's a lot of tamales to eat. The four of them started eating. They ripped off the husks and bit into them. Then the first one was good, and the second one was pretty good. But by the third tamale, they were tired of the taste. "Keep eating," Maria scolded. Corn husks littered the floor. Their stomachs were stretched until they hurt, but the cousins kept eating until only one tamale remained on the plate. Oh my goodness. Look at these guys. They are totally full. "This must be it," she said. "The ring must be in that one." "We'll each take a bite. You first, Danny." Danny was the youngest, so he didn't argue. He took one bite. Nothing. Dolores took another bite. Nothing. Teresa took a big bite. Still nothing. It was Maria's turn. She took a deep breath and slowly, gently bit into the last mouthful of the tamale. Nothing. Didn't any of you bite into something hard? Maria asked. Danny frowned. Ugh, I think I swallowed something hard, he said. Swallowed it? Maria cried, her eyes big with worry. She looked inside his mouth. Teresa said, I didn't bite anything hard, but I think I'm sick. And she held her stomach with both hands. Maria didn't dare look into Teresa's mouth. She wanted to throw up herself onto the floor and cry. And the ring was now in her cousin's throat, or worse, in his belly. How in the world could she tell her mother? But I have to, she thought. She's probably pretty worried. She could feel tears pressing to get out as she walked into the living room where the grown-ups sat talking. They were chattering so loudly that Maria didn't know how to interrupt. Finally, she tugged on her mother's sleeve. Take a peek at her mom's hand. Something shiny on that. What's the matter? Her mother asked. So she took Maria's hand. I did something wrong, Maria sobbed. What? Her mother asked. Maria thought about the beautiful ring that was now sitting in Danny's belly and got ready to confess. Then she gasped. The ring was on her mother's finger, brighter than ever. The ring! Maria nearly screamed. Maria's mother scraped off a flake of dried masa. You were playing with it, she said, smiling gently. Moms always know. I wanted to wear it, Maria said, looking down at the rug. Then she told them all about how they had eaten all of the tamales. Her mother moved the ring a little on her finger. It winked a silvery light, and Maria looked up, and Aunt Rosa winked at her too. Well, it looks like we have to cook up another batch of tamales, Rosa said cheerfully. Maria held her full stomach as everyone filled into the kitchen, joking and laughing. At first, she still felt like crying as she needed a great bowl of masa next to Aunt Rosa. And she pumped her hands up and down, and a leftover tear fell from her eyelashes into the bowl, and just for a second rested on her finger, like a sparkling jewel. Then Rosa nudged her with her elbow and said, Hey, Niña, it's not so bad. Everyone knows that the second batch of tamales always tastes better than the first, right? When Dolores, Teresa, and Danny heard that from the other side of their room, they let out a groan the size of 24 tamales. I think the kids have probably had their fill. Then Maria couldn't help herself. She laughed, and pretty soon everyone was laughing too, including her mother. And when Maria put her hands back into the bowl of masa, the leftover tear was gone. So they found the ring and made an extra batch of tamales. This was Too Many Tamales. Thanks for joining me for the story. Have a great day.